There's a peculiar kind of madness that comes with loving someone who feels written into your bones. A quiet delirium where logic dissolves like sugar in hot tea, leaving only the bittersweet aftertaste of what if. You tell yourself this is different, special, ordained by the stars themselves. After all, how could something that hurts this much not be sacred? But here's the whisper your heart's been too afraid to voice. What if the universe isn't testing your faith, but your discernment? What if this soul-shaking connection isn't a destination, but a crossroads? You've been handed a riddle wrapped in longing, and the answer isn't in their eyes. It's in the reflection staring back at you when you're brave enough to look. Let's name the elephant in the room. Twin flame lore is the spiritual equivalent of a mystery box. It's addictive precisely because it's unresolved. A cosmic maybe that keeps you hooked like the season finale of your favorite show. But life isn't a streaming series, and you're not a supporting character in someone else's hero's journey. The plot twist you've been waiting for isn't about their return, it's about your rebirth. Consider this your invitation to step outside the hall of mirrors. Beyond the refracted light of potential and memory, there's a quieter truth waiting, that the most profound love stories aren't about finding the missing piece of yourself in another, but realizing you were the mosaic all along, that the fire you've been tending, the one that burns through sleepless nights and synchronicities turned sour, was never meant to consume you, but to alchemize you. So take a deep breath, dear seeker. We're about to unravel the 5 illusions that keep twin flame souls trapped in cycles of hope and hunger, and more importantly, how to break free without losing the magic. After all, the secret is that true liberation isn't letting go of love. It's finally understanding which love was worth holding onto all along. You can't let go because somewhere deep down, you believe they are you. Not in the poetic, metaphysical sense, though that's part of it, but in the way a drowning man clings to driftwood, mistaking it for shore. You tell yourself, this is destiny, this is sacred. And maybe it is. But what if it's also hunger? The kind that gnaws at your ribs when you've starved yourself of something essential. Self-worth, wholeness, the quiet knowing that you were never broken to begin with. Think about it. When you imagine your twin flame, what do you actually see? Their face, sure. Their laugh, the way their voice curls around your name like smoke. But deeper, what do you feel when you think of them? Power? Validation? A sense of finally being understood. That's the trap, darling. You've handed them the keys to your soul and called it love, when really, it's just a very beautiful hostage situation. Let's get brutally honest for a second. The twin flame journey isn't about finding your other half. That's Hallmark nonsense, and you're smarter than that. You weren't born half-formed, waiting for some cosmic completionist achievement to unlock your worth. You're already whole, but somewhere along the way, you forgot. And now you're like a sunflower, twisting itself in knots, trying to find the sun, not realizing you're made of light. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Obsession isn't love, it's lack. It's the echo of an old wound, abandonment, invisibility, the childhood belief that love must be earned through suffering. So you chase the high of their attention like a gambler at a slot machine, mistaking intermittent reinforcement for divine timing. Maybe this time they'll stay. Maybe this time I'll be enough. But what if you already are? And oh, the irony. The universe sends you a mirror, a soul so perfectly attuned to your frequency that they reflect everything, your brilliance, your shadows, the parts of yourself you've disowned. And instead of facing them, you fall to your knees and worship the mirror. Tell me I'm beautiful. Tell me I matter. Meanwhile, the real work, the messy, unglamorous work of healing, goes untouched. So ask yourself, am I in love with a person or with the way they make me feel alive? Because here's the secret no one tells you. Aliveness was always yours. You don't need a twin flame to set you on fire. You're the spark and the flame. And if you stopped reaching for them long enough, you might just realize you've been holding yourself all along. Now, isn't that a plot twist? You call it a sacred bond, and maybe it is. But let's be real for a second. When was the last time something holy left you sobbing on the bathroom floor at 3 a.m., scrolling through their Instagram like it's the Dead Sea Scrolls? Spirituality shouldn't feel like a bad relationship with a caffeine addiction, jittery, unstable, swinging between ecstasy and despair. Yet here you are, calling withdrawal symptoms, divine lessons, and mood swings, energetic shifts. Funny how the language of enlightenment can so easily become the poetry of denial, isn't it? Here's the thing about twin flames. They're not just mirrors of your soul. They're amplifiers. Turn up the dial on love, and sure, you get transcendence. But turn it up on fear. Suddenly, you're a walking exposed nerve, mistaking intensity for intimacy. You tell yourself, this pain is purifying me. But is it? Or are you just romanticizing the burn because you've forgotten what peace tastes like? Think of it like this. If you handed a stranger your heartbeat and said, "Here, keep this safe," they'd call an ambulance. Yet you've handed your entire emotional equilibrium to someone who may not even know how to hold it, and called it fate. The ancients talked about twin flames as alchemical fire, but nobody mentions how often alchemists burned down their labs. And oh, the irony. The more you insist this connection is beyond human, the more human your suffering becomes. The sleepless nights, the phantom texts your brain drafts but never sends, the way you've memorized their online status like it's scripture. Last active 27 minutes ago. Why hasn't he? Stop. Just stop. Since when did enlightenment require a read receipt? Let's flip the script. What if this isn't about them at all? What if the universe, in its infinite wisdom, gave you someone who triggers every unhealed part of you, not to torture you, but to show you where the work is? The abandonment wounds, the worthiness wounds, the if I love hard enough they won't leave wounds. Your twin flame didn't come to complete you. They came to activate you, to shake you awake so fiercely you'd have no choice but to rebuild yourself from the ground up. So ask yourself, is this connection lifting me or draining me? Because here's the secret they don't teach in spiritual TikTok. Real sacred love doesn't leave you gasping for air. It doesn't make you smaller. It anchors you, expands you, makes you so solid in yourself that whether they stay or go becomes almost irrelevant. Almost. And that's the kicker, isn't it? The moment you stop needing them to be your savior is the moment they can finally meet you as an equal. Not your missing half, not your karmic reckoning, just another soul, walking their own path, sometimes beside you, sometimes ahead, sometimes veering off into the trees. And that's okay, because you're learning to walk without leaning. Now, that's alchemy. You've built them a throne in your mind, haven't you? Crowned them with all the golden adjectives: magnetic, profound, irreplaceable, until the real person barely fits the silhouette of your fantasy. Let's be honest, how much of what you're aching for actually exists outside the walls of your imagination? That perfect glance, the way their voice dropped to a whisper when they said your name, the potential of what they could be. These are fragments you've stitched together into a masterpiece. But is the canvas even real? Love should be an act of seeing, not sculpting. Yet here you are, playing Pygmalion to your own heart, chiseling away their flaws, their inconsistencies, their very humanity, until what's left is a statue, smooth, flawless, and utterly lifeless. You don't miss them. You miss the idea of them, the version that lives rent-free in your daydreams, the one who never says the wrong thing or leaves you unread. But here's the brutal, liberating truth. That person doesn't exist. Think about it. When was the last time you let them be ordinary? When did you last allow them the grace of being just another messy, contradictory, occasionally disappointing human, the way you allow yourself on a good day when self-love is winning? You've turned them into a symbol, a spiritual MacGuffin, the answer to every existential question you've ever had. But what if they're just a person, a beautiful, complicated, imperfect person who, yes, might have shaken your soul awake, but is still, at the end of the day, just as lost and searching as you are? This is the curse of the twin flame narrative. It turns love into a concept rather than a choice. You're not in a relationship. You're in a mythology. And myths don't leave room for bad breath, bad moods, or bad timing. So when reality doesn't match the dream, when they don't text back, when they move on, when they fail to read your mind like the divine soulmate you've decided they must be, you don't grieve the loss of a person. You grieve the death of a story. And oh, what a story it was. Epic, cosmic, fated. But stories, no matter how beautiful, are not the same as truth. The real magic isn't in the fantasy. It's in the courage to see clearly, to love what is, not what could be, to hold space for both their light and their shadows without collapsing into spiritual melodrama. This is a test, a lesson, a sacred contract. Maybe, just maybe, it's none of those things. Maybe it's simply two people who collided for a moment, left marks on each other, and then drifted apart. And that's okay. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Clinging to an ideal isn't love, it's avoidance. Avoidance of the terrifying, exhilarating freedom that comes when you stop waiting for a fantasy to save you and start saving yourself. So take a deep breath, sweet soul, and ask yourself, what if the real twin flame was never them at all? What if it was always you, learning at last to love the reality instead of the dream? Now that's a plot twist worth living. You tell yourself this is sacred, this ache, this dizzying roller coaster of almosts and maybes. But let's get real for a second. Since when did the divine feel like a caffeine crash? Since when did enlightenment come with withdrawal symptoms? You've mistaken the tremors of an anxious attachment for spiritual awakening. And darling, your nervous system would like a word. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one in the spiritual community wants to admit. Twin flame intensity isn't always a sign of destiny. Sometimes it's just biochemistry playing tricks on you. That electric pull, the way your stomach drops when their name lights up your phone. That's not cosmic. That's dopamine and cortisol doing the tango in your bloodstream. You've become a love junkie, hooked on the hit of their intermittent attention, mistaking emotional whiplash for passion. And why wouldn't you? Our brains are wired to crave unpredictability like slot machines. Each maybe, a pull of the lever, each crumb of affection, a jackpot that keeps you coming back for more. Think about it. When was the last time peace excited you as much as the drama did? When did stability ever give you that same heart-thumping, palm-sweating high? You've romanticized the chase so thoroughly that you've forgotten. Love isn't supposed to be a survival game. You shouldn't have to decode mixed signals like the Rosetta Stone or treat breadcrumbs like a 5-course meal. Yet here you are, turning emotional whiplash into poetry, calling chaos chemistry. Because the alternative, that this might just be an unhealthy attachment, feels too ordinary to bear. And oh, the irony. You'll spend hours analyzing their texts for hidden meanings, but glaze over when your therapist says self-regulation. You'll call sleepless nights soul purging, but balk at the idea of actual boundaries. Because boundaries are boring. Boundaries mean sitting with yourself instead of spinning fantasies. Boundaries mean admitting that maybe, just maybe, this isn't about divine timing at all, but about your own resistance to being truly seen outside the drama of pursuit and retreat. So here's your wake-up call, wrapped in a truth so liberating it might sting. The most profound twin flame lesson isn't union. It's realizing you've been running on fumes of potential while starving yourself of present moment love. The kind that doesn't keep you guessing, the kind that shows up consistently, the kind that feels like coming home to yourself instead of perpetually packing for a journey that never quite begins. The real work? Learning to be addicted to peace, to crave stability like it's the rarest of wines, to look at intensity square in the face and say, no thanks, I've had enough. Because you, yes, you, with your wild heart and weary soul, deserve a love that doesn't feel like a tightrope walk over an existential abyss. You deserve solid ground. And the first step is admitting you've been mistaking the tremors of withdrawal for the tremors of destiny all along. Now that's alchemy worth mastering. You've been holding your breath for so long, waiting for the universe to deliver the happy ending it promised you, or at least the one you saw in that viral twin flame TikTok. But here's the cosmic joke no one tells you. The magic isn't in the holding, it's in the release. And not the performative kind where you post hashtag letting go on Instagram while still low-key manifesting their return. No, I mean the real, raw, terrifying kind of surrender where you unclench your fists and whisper to the sky, fine, I'll trust you. Even if it burns, think of your attachment like a kite string. You keep tugging, convinced that if you just pull hard enough, the wind will bring them back to you. But what if the wind has other plans? What if the whole point was never to keep the kite grounded, but to learn how to fly alongside it? Or better yet, to become the sky itself. The truth is, you can't lose what's truly yours. Not in this lifetime, not in any other. But you can exhaust yourself trying to control a story that was never meant to be written by your trembling human hands. Here's the paradox they don't teach in spiritual boot camp. The more you try to force reunion, the further it runs from you. Not because you're unworthy, but because the universe is trying to upgrade your understanding of what union even means. Maybe it's not about sharing a Netflix password or matching his energy, whatever that means. Maybe it's about something far more radical, recognizing that the separation was never punishment. It was initiation, a crash course in loving without possessing, in believing without seeing, in standing so firmly in your own worth that whether they circle back or not becomes almost irrelevant. Almost. And let's be honest, that's the part that stings, isn't it? The idea that you might have to make peace with never getting the Hollywood ending. But what if I told you there's something better waiting? Not better, as in they come back on a white horse. Though, hey, stranger things have happened. But better as in you stop needing them to. Better as in you wake up one morning and realize the obsession has been replaced by a quiet curiosity about life, about yourself, about the mysterious ways love works when you stop trying to micromanage it. So how do you actually do this surrender thing without feeling like you're betraying your own heart? Start here. Stop spiritualizing the stalling. No more divine timing as a euphemism for avoidance. If it's meant to be, it'll be, and you won't have to contort yourself into a pretzel to make it happen. Fall in love with uncertainty. Treat the unknown like an old friend instead of a threat. The mystery is where miracles live. Redirect your devotion. That energy you've been pouring into them, pour it into your own becoming. Build altars to your growth, not your waiting. Here's the secret sauce. Surrender isn't passive. It's the most active trust fall you'll ever take. Not into their arms, but into your own sovereignty. And when you finally land, you'll find the most shocking truth of all. The love you've been chasing out there was inside you all along. Not as a consolation prize, but as the real twin flame revelation. Now that's a plot twist worth sticking around for. You came here looking for answers, didn't you? Secret formulas to make them return. Spiritual hacks to ease the ache, a roadmap to that promised land of union. But here's the quiet revelation that changes everything. This was never about them. Not really. The twin flame journey isn't a love story. It's an awakening in disguise, a cosmic riddle where the prize isn't their presence, but your own wholeness. Think of it like this. You've been staring at a locked door for so long, begging it to open, when the real magic was happening in the hinges. The way you were being reshaped by the waiting, the longing, the exquisite unraveling of all you thought you knew about love. Every tear, every sleepless night spent tracing constellations in their absence, every time you whispered, "Why can't I let go?" Those weren't signs of failure. They were initiations. The universe doesn't waste heartbreak. It composts it into wisdom. And oh, the irony. We spend so much energy fearing the what-ifs. What if they're the one? What if I walk away too soon? But what if the most radical question isn't about them at all? What if it's, who might I become if I stopped waiting for permission to be happy? The truth is, twin flames don't complete us. They confront us with our shadows, our unmet needs, the parts of ourselves we've outsourced to others' approval. And that confrontation, that's the gift. Not the fantasy of reunion, but the liberation of realizing you were never half a soul searching for its counterpart. You've been the whole damn symphony all along. So here's your invitation, brave heart. Stop measuring your healing by their proximity. Stop treating detachment like defeat. There's a version of you on the other side of this ache, one who wears her scars like gold leaf, who understands that the deepest love isn't possessive, but expansive. That version is already whispering to you in the quiet moments, in the deep breaths between obsessive thoughts, in the unexpected laughter that still finds its way to the surface. This isn't an ending. It's a homecoming to yourself, to the understanding that the most profound twin flame union was never about two becoming one, but about one, you, glorious you, remembering you were always enough. Whether they return or not becomes irrelevant when you've reclaimed your own oxygen. So go ahead, close this chapter, not with resentment, not with resignation, but with the quiet awe of someone who's finally learned the secret. The love that set you on fire was never meant to consume you. It was meant to illuminate you. And darling, from where I'm standing, you're already glowing. Now that's a happy ending worth living.